Hello, fellow mysticists. Today we have arrived to the Hermit card and we can take some rest with it. So far the Fool had a very eventful journey, met significant forces and handled significant events, while the Hermit is all about going away for a while and get some introspection, reflect on our lives, and gather some strength to move on. And often in this card, we see an old man in plain clothes, deep in the woods or on top of snowy mountains, sometimes with nothing but a staff and a lamp. The lamp is often referenced as the lamp of truth that shines for him, and this card is like an older magician losing his fire and giving himself completely to contemplation. He doesn't want to change things anymore, he wants to understand them. If we see it from a medieval and Renaissance point of view, if we check this card, hermits were considered holy thinkers. They were wise old men who often appeared in stories as some random old man on the road or in a forest, holding a mirror to the hero's flaws they should overcome. And if we check this original card, we just see really this is a hermit. I would say plain clothes, but these clothes are pretty rich for the time. But he only has, it's not even a lamp, this is like an hourglass. So it's like a reminder that you have a limited time to finish your journey and finish life, so you can you could get the best of it. But otherwise you don't see any possessions on him. If we see the Rider-Waite deck, let me find it for you. This is the one that we try to depict in more modern deck, but Wade wasn't so kind with this character. He considered this as being careful, especially from getting betrayed. And in this case, the hermit on the mountain, or you see that these are either huge mountains or sometimes these are just a very empty space. So he's out in the wilderness completely alone. And Wade said that this hermit is someone completely alone in society. And in reverse, he saw a person who is hiding, who is overtly careful, almost paranoid, and especially if his paranoia has connections with politics. Okay, so let's see other decks, but yes, this was for that. Let's see the Lunalapin, which is, you can see that several things appear here. So this rabbit is either on a misty field or directly among the clouds. So he doesn't is not part of society. He is not part of anything group related. So he's completely alone, completely isolated, not just mentally but physically from the rest of the world. And you see that the symbolism here is that this is this sage-like clothes on it, and you can see the Star of David on its lamp as well, as a sign of spirituality and a sign of, well, it might be a sign of contemplation on spiritual forces. So it's really about getting away from the crowd and just thinking about how we fit into all this, what's the meaning of life, how can we contribute, and why should we contribute. So it is a very philosophical card in this sense. In this animal deck, the hermit is, yes, you can see the mountains as well here, but this kind of animal is also a solitary type of animal. So they don't mate for life. They are literally, they are just meeting to mate and then move on. So they spend most of their life in solitude. I completely forgot the name of this animal in English. Okay, but really the lifestyle of this animal is bobcat? Yeah, it might be a bobcat. So anyway, the lifestyle of this animal is very solitary. So they only engage in any communication with others from their pack or others from their group when it's utterly necessary. Otherwise, they are just completely alone out there. Okay, let's see Mugi. Well, it's the same. I don't see really anything new. The lamp is here, so without any religious symbolism, and the wand is here. So this is just really going into the mountains just to meditate on some things. Yes, this Hermit card is really emphasizing a moving away from the crowd. So it's not, I mean, this is a major arcana card. So of course this is significant. This is something huge and really significant in your life, that this isn't about some me time in the afternoon or in the evening when you can just recharge. This isn't about I don't know, being in a spa or just getting a hot bath or anything. This is literally cutting yourself for a time, so you don't go out with friends, you leave your apartment or house when it's absolutely necessary. If you go to grocery shopping, you don't engage with anyone, so you just don't go out socially. So you can go to work, you can go to anywhere, grocery shopping, touring, anything, but you are just cutting things from the others, so you don't really engage with them. And this is the time for some introspection. You literally have to cut yourself away, because otherwise life will just get in your way in this case. So it's like, I don't know, it's like when you want to have some alone time and you don't want any disturbance, the first thing you should do is literally just turn your phone off. Otherwise, it will ping every minute or every hour. That there always will be something to distract you from your original resting phase or anything like that. So this hermit card is always about physically and socially cutting cords, if you can, to do some real introspection. So it's not about it's really a detox. So if you want to contemplate on your social relationships, you won't go into social situations. If you want to cut yourself from social media, you turn your phone off. If you, I don't know, if you want to literally think about how you should fit into society, you literally have to go to the mountains or some isolated place to just contemplate, just cut yourself off, detox, check what's missing, what is completely fine for you if it's missing from your life, and it's just contemplation. But this is a serious one. Okay, let's see the modern witch tarot, which is a witch, where you can see the star is the symbol of this spirituality and spiritual contemplation, but she is really about to look into her laptop, and the first impression I get is that she's cutting herself off from the world. She is literally in a dark room, but she's trying to check social media. So this hermit is either someone who is very active online but not physically active in her surroundings or environment, or someone who is trying to detox from social media, so she literally cuts herself off from the world. And it's really tempting to check on your Instagram, Facebook, anything you are using, but she just needs it. So it must be best if she is just turning off the internet altogether in her apartment. So she can still use the laptop to, I don't know, for some journaling exercises or something like that, but everything like this would be a distraction. So she literally has to go against temptation in this one, and this is something new in generally when we are talking about hermit cards. Okay, let's see the Hush Tarot. Okay, this one is an owl, which is partially some clockwork animal. This is interesting because, yes, you can see that this is a solitary animal, usually. And I'm trying to figure out if its right leg is stuck in the vines, but this owl is already defeated a snake. So this is a body of a snake captured by the owl. So it might be a victory over the physical or over temptation or something he had to be cut from. So this isn't just about being alone or moving away for a while. This is about a mixture of something artificial and something natural, defeating some danger. So in this card, I don't know if it has any connection originally to the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction of the card. So Waite said that the Hermit card is about being careful, especially about betrayal. And it can be sometimes paranoia, but I don't see paranoia here. So this might be an actual betrayal or some actual danger which this owl has to be very careful about. But it's already defeated it, so it might be that the contemplation after you handle danger, after you defeated whatever was endangering you, you have to learn your lessons. So take some time off and contemplate on what happened, why it happened, whether your moves were the right ones or you should do better next time. It gives some other depths to this card. Okay, let's see this one, which is, I think this is generally a druid and the white stag, which often appears in Arthurian legend and in several different mythology around the world. So I think I've already mentioned some times before. I don't know, it was maybe with the emperor, where the emperor was a stag, that in Hungarian, in several Slavic legends, the white stag is, and in this case, in the Celtic and Anglo-Saxon way and mythology, the stag, especially if it's a white stag, is always a spiritual omen. So it's, I don't know how to describe it properly, but it's always about something otherworldly that comes to help you. So it's a good omen in a way. It doesn't signify death or destruction or something like that. This is a very protective spirit in every culture. And in this case, this is like a good omen or a spiritual leader that will guide you to your right destination. So if you were off the path, sometimes a white stag appears in legend and folklore, and this white stag guides you to your intended, I don't know, goal or place where you should be, even if you didn't want to go there. So it's always within some kind of adventure or being on your way to somewhere where this white stag appears and guides you out of this situation and guides you somewhere better. Okay, let's see the Prisma Tarot. Where the Hermit is someone standing on a bridge. And this might be, the lamp is also there, but the lamp is on the bridge and not in the hand of the Hermit. So this card is more about standing on a bridge between two worlds, not belonging to any of them. Just contemplating where you exactly stand, and this is a very literal meaning in that. And the lamp is not in your hand, the lamp is at the place where you should stand at when you want to be part of this contemplation. So it's not that you are carrying it with yourself, you have to be where the lamp is. I don't know if it's understandable. So it's literally like it's not a tool that you can just bring yourself. It's not your phone that you can just put in your pocket and it's everywhere where you go. It's like if you want communication, you have to go to this exact phone. It's like that. So if you want to illuminate your standing in society or in this situation or whatever you are trying to understand, you have to go where this lamp can shine some light on it. And I don't know, usually this card is at nighttime, or we will see in other decks that this is either in the dark forest at nighttime, being out there at night, or deep underwater. So it's some dark place, but not scary dark. I almost said it's fun dark, but fun scary. And no, it's not scary. This is like a very nurturing darkness. See, it's like, and this card is showing this, that this is a dark night under a full moon and a very starry sky, and this is calming. This is quiet. This is tranquil, and there's nothing that can endanger you or disturb you. This is a quiet place. So you have all the time and environment to focus on what you want to focus on. Yes. See the next one. I think this is the Anima Mundi. Yes, see, this is the Hermit. Well, octopuses are, I think, also very solitary animals, and deep underwater you can get the sense of darkness or nighttime in this, that this is also a very nurturing and very embracing darkness. So it's not the scary, very dangerous kind of feeling. This is like everything is good here, everything is calm here. You can have the time and space to think about things. And also, octopuses are very smart animals, one of the smartest ones. So this wise, old feeling is also here. And I think octopuses can reach a very long life, I think. Yeah, I think they have a very long lifespan. If nothing happens to them, of course, but they are smart and they can get to a very old age in human years as well. Let's see the Egyptian one. Maybe there's something other here, but maybe not. For some reason, I don't know if you have noticed it in previous videos, that these cards often show the astrological sign as well, related to this card, and this is for some reason a Leo. And honestly, I have never met a Leo who was eager to have some alone time and to think very deeply and very carefully about things. So we usually see Leos as these, I don't know, very fiery, very compassionate, very action-oriented people, and usually they are, not all of them, but this might be some traits for Leos as well, because this is not in reverse, so it's not an introverted Leo. They exist, of course, but on this card, I'm trying to see if there's anything new. The lamp is an oil lamp here, but I don't really see anything else. Maybe that he's like standing on water. So no, I cannot see anything new on this one or anything different than the original meaning. Okay, let's see. The oak, ash, and thorn. And I have to admit, this was the card that that really made me buy this deck, because I think this is the cutest hermit card out there. It's it's not about, I don't know. Well, if you, I don't know, sorry, my brain just froze. So I wanted to say that hedgehogs are usually moving packs. I don't know exactly about their mating patterns, but every time I see one, there's usually another one nearby. So a lone hedgehog might be completely natural, but I usually see them gathering and in small families. So only the young ones might be alone for a while. I don't know, but this one is not alone. The fireflies around it is firefly? No. I don't know, light bugs. Let's just call them light bugs. And they are everywhere around this hedgehog. And he already puts the wand down. See? Let me focus on this a little bit. Okay. The wand is there, but it might not be useful to it. So it's like it's resting, it's contemplating, it's examining the situation and trying to make friends. So it's someone who is not actually part of that group, but is really eager to study what's going on, not really from afar. So there's something open. So I don't know, it's just openness about the world, and it's not about being alone and cutting yourself off. It's about being open to new experiences, being, I don't know, not even tolerant. It's like being excited about learning new things and seeing new things. maybe it's more like it, but away from your group. So it's like expanding your horizon, and and of course sometimes you have to be alone for that. I don't know if there's this Japanese song. I forgot who performed that, but I know the title was Arigato, and there was this line. I hope I quote it exactly as it was. So it's like, そこに誰もいなくても, even if I stand there alone. So it was about moving away either from home or from your group in general, and you have to reach your goal even if no one comes along the way. So it feels like that. Even if you have to go alone, you have to, I don't know, experience life, even if people try to discourage you or outright trying to stop you from going your own way, walking your own path. You have to. There has to be a point where you are either go willingly or forced to leave your original group and expand. And this Hermit card is more about leaving your kind behind to expand your horizon. Okay, if you are a minor and you have seen previous videos, you know what this mark is. So these were the general cards, and after that we will see 3 other decks that are for 18 plus audience only. So if you've been here, thank you for watching this video, like and subscribe, and wait for the next upload. And if you are an adult, then feel free to stay and check the last 3 cards. Okay, let's start with Decameron, which I have started to read. So far, I don't really see the connections between these cards and the actual Decameron, but maybe they will be later in the books. But the Hermit here is not alone. Let's just say that. So this Hermit is not someone, I don't know, being completely isolated and watching porn on a laptop or something like that. This hermit's lamp is shining on the woman's lady parts, actually. Well, it might be about discovery. It might be about examining and studying the female body. And the woman is very shy. You can see that she's covering her face. It's like, oh my god, when we will get to what we were intending to do. What he is literally examining it. It's like, well, you might see adoration on the man's face, but I see it's like he's studying this like an alien, but maybe I'm just trying to force hermit-like traits on this card. Yeah, the lamp is very significant here, and it's really in the focus of the picture. And I'm trying to see if this might be being completely alone with someone, but it doesn't really feel like a hermit mode. It's either going into hermit mode after that, or coming out of it with this moment, but this is definitely not a hermit mode. So it's maybe like the contemplation which is in focus on here, studying the body, studying the situation. He might be very happy about learning things, but I don't know. Maybe it's about the contemplation and the discovery. Yeah, it might be about discovery. This is interesting. Okay, let's see this one, which is a very funny card because you can see that there's this couple really getting into the action, and there's this guy literally holding the candle for them and being away from them, and he's really disturbing them. So yeah, it's really weird and awkward. So the lamp here is, I don't know, the candle is here, but the fire might be down here between his ankles and feet. This is interesting, but the situation here is very funny. And he's not even looking at the couple. It's he's concentrating on the candle, which really this is very hermit vibe for all this picture, but but you can really feel the awkwardness of the situation with getting this couple on the card here. I feel sorry for all three of them actually. And the little candle flames went up, so okay, poor guy and poor everyone on this. Okay, let's see the vampire deck. Which is, well, the hermit is here as literally this European, definitely European, maybe Middle Asian as well, or Eastern Asian, I don't know, but I just see that this is the OG hermit living in a cave. There's literally tradition, definitely in Christian culture, that hermits were really going out, living in caves, and people were bringing food and necessities to them. Hermits were really respected as wise elders and wise thinkers. So if you were a philosopher as a medieval monk or something like that, you had very good chances to become a saint at some point, because people really admired people who were able to live out there. And if you consider this situation, if you try to understand it from a medieval point of view, just imagine that outside the village, even if you were living at the edge of the village or the city, that was a very dangerous situation, because or if you had a farm and you had no neighbors nearby, wolves and sometimes bears and other animal attacks were common. And if you were very lucky, if they only went after your livestock and not for you, or they didn't catch you on the field or outside after dark. And these people, or if you were in the forest, boars, or you just get the general idea that animal attacks were common, even if not from the wildlife. There were stray dogs, and they were also very dangerous. So they were not wandering pets looking for their new home or something like that. They were actually oftentimes rabid animals, and just imagine that there is someone who is willingly and almost excitedly goes to live in the midst of them. So they are either in a forest or a mountain cave or something like that, which is uncomfortable, but your home is uncomfortable for a point, or from viewing it from our time. And it was physically dangerous. So you had no neighbors, you had no network to fall on, you had no one, and people admired and literally saw that if you can live there and not die for a longer period of time, you must be a saint who can talk to animals, or you are protected by divine forces, because there's no way that I don't know, just a, I don't know, simple person just walks out the field and is trying to look after sheep or something like that, or the flock. And it was a very daily danger to protect the flock from wolves and other animals and highwaymen or anything. So anything could have happened, and it was an everyday danger. And there were people who were able to live under these conditions willingly. So so they were believed to be divinely protected, and if they were divinely protected, they must have had some traits or I don't know, abilities that they were, I don't know, privileged to be protected for. And this is what you can see, that there's this old hermit living in a cave, and people are coming to pay respect or bring food or other necessities. So this is literally it. Okay, thank you for being here. This was it for today, and see you in the next video. Bye.